champions and they fought the number one contenders. When rankings really mattered, the best took on the best. They were willing to fight anybody. They would go to war. They would go dick to dick, nipple to nipple. And they didn't care who it was because they wanted to prove that they are the best in the world. Well, those days are gone, apparently, according to some fighters in the UFC right now. A lot of them are running.
I need just a sprinkle of why. Because where did this come from? Everybody likes and respects Alex Pereira. Everybody likes and respects Khamzat Chimaev. But it feels personal.
It's the truth, but I also know
uncomfortable or not?
No, it's not uncomfortable. I mean, boxing's now become a 365-day-a-year sport. There seems to be events on every single day. I can live with Jake Paul having 2 of those days, knowing that I'm still going to get decent fights for the majority of...
Khamzat Chimaev has aggressively pushed for a fight with Alex Pereira, turning it into one of the most debated topics in MMA right now. His recent comments suggested that Pereira is avoiding him, claiming the champion is sidestepping the challenge. Chimaev built his entire argument around the idea that Pereira is protecting his position at the top. The statement quickly sparked controversy across the MMA world and pushed fans to analyze why Pereira might be hesitant about the matchup. Pereira has indicated he isn't interested in fighting Khamzat because his career goals are different, but Chimaev refuses to accept that explanation.
One knows this guy is not my level. That's why he's running away. Why he accept the fight against Duplessis? Why he not accept the fight against me? Got destroyed the guy 5 rounds, but he's saying like, I'm not famous for Duplessis fans and he's a good striker, one of the best strikers. Fight for me. Everyone knows that. UFC knows that, but UFC don't want to give this guy from me. I don't think so. He want that fight. It's gonna be not respect for Alex. He accept the fight. They're gonna pay good for Alex. Like one more fight, gonna move up next.
Instead, he argues that if Alex truly believed he was on the right path, he wouldn't appear so frustrated about the possibility of fighting him. This created even more tension, as fans began questioning Pereira's sincerity about his goals and whether he might be avoiding a dangerous matchup that could disrupt his current momentum in the UFC.
I don't know if you're aware of this yet, but middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev has called you out and said that congratulations, but now you guys need to finish your business. Are you aware of what business that is, and are you interested in him moving up to fight you at this stage?
O campeão peso médio te desafiou, Khamzat Chimaev, falou parabéns, mas vocês têm negócio a resolver. Que negócios são esses e te interessam?
Obrigado pelos parabéns, mas eu quero uma super luta, igual eu falei, quero lutar nos pesos pesados. Então, só agradeço só pelos parabéns.
Thanks for congratulating me, but all I want is a super fight. I want to fight at heavyweight, but all I can say...
Michael Bisping added fuel to the debate by pointing out that stylistic differences might be the real reason behind the hesitation. Bisping believes Pereira performs extremely well against powerful strikers, but grappling-heavy fighters present a different challenge. Because of this, Bisping argued that Pereira may feel uneasy deep down, which could explain why he appears cautious.
Because stylistically, he would beat him easily. And that 99% of the UFC fan base know that. They know he's a good knockout artist. He's a good striker. He hits hard. But in an MMA fight, he would take him down.
Bisping then broadened the conversation by criticizing a growing culture where fighters are accused of avoiding certain matchups. Without naming anyone directly, he suggested too many fighters are starting to pick and choose safer fights rather than facing every challenger. He warned that if this mindset continues to grow, it could eventually damage the UFC's competitive integrity from within. Naturally, these comments circled back to Pereira, leaving fans wondering about his true perspective.
And they fought the number one contenders. When rankings really mattered, the best took on the best. They were willing to fight anybody. They would go to war. They would go dick to dick, nipple to nipple. And they didn't care who it was because they wanted to prove that they are the best in the world. Well, those days are gone, apparently, according to some fighters in the UFC right now. A lot of them are...
And whether the UFC is encouraging or quietly shaping these narratives. Some analysts argued that even if the fight isn't possible right now, the promotion may still want to keep the storyline alive for future interest. This gave even more weight to Chimaev's comments and kept the speculation growing. Dricus du Plessis also addressed the situation.
Because where did this come from? Everybody likes and respects Alex Pereira. Everybody likes and respects Khamzat Chimaev. But it feels person.
stating that the fight currently doesn't make sense because Pereira is following a completely different career plan. DDP admitted that he personally believes Pereira would be extremely difficult to defeat because of his precision, accuracy, and elite striking experience. His comments offered a sharp and realistic breakdown for fans analyzing the potential matchup. There are also arguments suggesting that Chimaev versus Pereira shouldn't happen yet because Chimaev is still relatively new at middleweight. Some believe a new champion or contender should first establish dominance in their own division before chasing superfights outside it. This line of thinking has also sparked debates about whether the UFC has a clear structure for matchmaking.
At Chimaev, there's people there, for sure. There's Nasruddin Imavov, who got a great win in Paris. He beat Caio Barrio. He looked fast. The boxing was unbelievable. He was so quick. That'd be a great fight because the man can wrestle as well. And then this weekend, you got Renier Derrida taking on Brendan Allen. Now, that's going to be a great fight. And Renier Derrida is unbelievable. He's on a 4-fight win streak. He stopped Bob Nickel with that.
It also brings attention back to Chimaev and whether he is making the smartest career moves right now. Other voices in MMA media have stated that a Pereira fight shouldn't even be on Chimaev's immediate schedule.
I think that's kind of like the story of Chimaev, right? Like, he just talks a lot. He gets a lot of eyes. Like, it's not to the degree, but it's like Conor talking just to stay relative. Obviously, like, Chimaev's not that bad, right? He doesn't say that much stuff and that much reckless stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I think he's got a lot of work to do in our division first. And it's not like he's a huge 85er that's cutting a lot like Alex was to get to 85 to where it's like, all right, I became a champion. I defended once. Like, let's just go up or whatever. So, yeah, it's weird, but I don't think that's in his future right now.
Considering he still has several active contenders in his division to deal with before thinking about legacy fights. Meanwhile, another major storyline building fast is the potential fight rumored to happen in just 7 days between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. Chael Sonnen shared his thoughts on the matchup, explaining that if Jake's plan is to hurt Joshua early with power shots, it's a bad strategy. Sonnen emphasized that Joshua is far too experienced, extremely powerful, and very comfortable in high-level power exchanges.
2 or 3 shots so he could get 1. And I just share with you, I don't love the idea of Jake trying to hurt Joshua. That can be a byproduct of building up. I used to work with
According to him, Jake trying to hurt Joshua early could backfire badly. Sonnen went further, saying Jake likely has almost no chance of seriously damaging Joshua regardless of how confident he appears. He stressed that Jake must understand these realities and make smart tactical decisions. Sonnen warned that if Jake chooses to simply stand and trade punches with Joshua, it could end very badly and very quickly.
Jake's ability to hurt Joshua does not exist. Jake has an ability to annoy Joshua, and he has an ability, at least theoretically, to point and outpoint Joshua.
Promoter Eddie Hearn also responded to Jake's knockout predictions and immediately dismissed them. Hearn told Jake he shouldn't even think about knocking Joshua out. Instead, he advised Jake to focus on surviving, avoiding dangerous exchanges, and using the full space of the ring to stay safe. Hearn strongly suggested that if Jake gets caught clean, Joshua could drop him instantly.
A lot of people going into this fight, Eddie, they're expecting quite a demolition job from Anthony Joshua. You expect him saying like a round,
whenever he wants. I mean, I don't think AJ's not the kind of guy that's going to start kind of messing around and doing 3 or 4 rounds. And you know, you get some people go, yeah, I bet there's something in the contract where it's like, don't be ridiculous. I mean, you know, I wouldn't even allow that, let alone AJ. He's going to go in there and he's going to do a job on it. We don't play around in boxing. It's not the sport to play around and start doing rounds. No, we're going to go out there. Obviously, AJ hasn't boxed for 14 months, but you know, I don't know. People say if it goes past 1 round, AJ's a joke. It's like, oh blimey, okay, can we have 2 rounds? But I expect it.
Amir Khan joined the discussion and made the outlook even more concerning for Jake by warning him about the risks after the fight as well. Khan pointed out that many younger fighters underestimate how hard experienced heavyweight contenders can hit. His warning matched closely with Hearn's prediction that the fight could end very early, possibly even in the first round. Deontay Wilder later added another layer to the conversation by giving his own take on the dangers of facing elite heavyweights and how power at that level changes everything in boxing. The discussion continues to grow as fans and fighters debate what could realistically happen in a matchup like this. That wraps up today's breakdown. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more fight news, updates, and analysis.